Alright everyone, we certainly have a video cut out for us. Not even going to go through the intro, we're just going to jump right into this. We are going to talk about the whole uniform attribute debacle. This has been the latest talking point for the game as of late because they announced this change very out of the blue, and not a lot of people were very happy about it. And now since the update is live, we've got to see what the attributes are like firsthand and how the system kind of works. So I did go over this a little bit in yesterday's video, but I'm going to go in depth with it today. And how this video is going to be structured is I am going to first, I guess, break this down, and then I'm going to go over like a little community feedback about the update, because I do want to include what people are saying about the update, or the uniform update in specifics. And then I'm going to give my final thoughts about this whole thing altogether, because this is all over the place, and frankly, oi. But before we get started though, I do want to say, if you're mad at any community managers or any content creators, your beef is not with them. I'm just saying that right now. Like, your beef again is not with them. Of course, we can all, including the players, like put our input in the suggestion forum on Discord and things like that, but like when it comes to changes like these, you can't really do much. So with that being said, let's hop into this is a very like just talking about this is going to be very interesting. Okay, so what this feature basically is you gain art attributes, from having uniforms. Duh, it's in the name. You are able to, there's two ways to get them. It's either when you have a legendary or an epic uniform, like these two here. You gain attributes from having these uniforms, right? And I'm pretty sure it's from equipping them. I don't know if it's from having it on. Like if you equip this, I don't equip the regular uniform of Captain America, I don't think that you'll have these attributes. Yeah, it's not on. As you can see right now, like you won't be able to have these bonuses because you have the uniform. It's when you equip the uniform, that's when you get these added bonuses, which to some people it's not really fair, and rightfully so, because it's like, if I already have the uniform, right, it's like, why not give me the added bonus too, right? But in the way I understand it is, the points you get from the uniform already kind of just add into the uniform points, like threshold stuff down here. So I'm guessing that's probably why that's not really a part of the equip portion. But I can also see the other side where it's like, if I have a uniform, I should be able to get the bonuses too, since I already have it, you know what I mean? But again, it does say equip bonus, like it's in the name, you know what I mean? So like it's there. So yeah, it makes sense. But I will say though, in terms of everything else, like from I think rare to common or uncommon, all of these they span and have a certain amount of points, and they lead into your uniform point, which give you these bonuses down below, which again isn't bad. As for like someone who only mainly spends for uniforms, that's about it, I don't mind that. I think that's certainly decent, but it's just the acquisition. Okay, so now getting into the first comment or feedback about this I asked in Discord. So this is by Dash. It's a little Dash. So it says, I mean, not having the option to toggle off the cosmetic and keep the bonus in a 2025 game just isn't acceptable. That's like the most bare minimum that could be done to make the situation more tenable. Yeah, that's basically what we were saying earlier. Like, for uniforms, it's like, if you have the uniform, you should be able to have the bonuses already because you have the uniform, if that's the case. But again, with the way this game works now, it's like, it's not really the uniform. Well, it isn't. Like, you have the uniform, yes, but equipping it gives you that points, right? So you can buy all you want to. The only thing you'll get is maybe the collection points for your collection bonuses. But if you equip that, have to preface this, legendary or epic uniform, then you get the bonus points, right? But if not, then it's basically no. You know what I mean? And that's a very iffy change, because on the one hand, it is nice to have, but on the other, it just feels like it doesn't really feel all that great. You know what I mean? So like, while I do kind of get why they're approaching it with this angle, most games who do have uniform attributes with the uniforms kind of already have it. Like, if you just have the uniform straight up, you get the bonuses, right? But again, for here, you have to equip it. I feel like if maybe they approached it in an angle where it was like the bonds for the characters. You know how in this game they have bonds for like different teams or different like setups, right? If it was like that, then maybe I think people will be more like akin to this idea, because all you have to do is just have the uniform, right? And you know what I mean? You just get your bonuses. But I think equipping them too is also like not too great, because not a lot of people like the uniforms, right? Some people don't like the Captain America uniform too, so it's like you kind of have to be very, very careful on what you're choosing here. This next one is by DDemons24. I know a lot of people are going to ask to have the stat buff removed entirely. Assuming that isn't going to happen because it's anticipated to increase skin sales, I like a way to get the equip bonus without having to see the skin. Basically what we were saying. Some of the skins like Hydra Captain America arguably make the hero look worse, but you may want it now for the stat buff. Well, first off, I actually like the uniform. I don't think it's that bad. I actually kind of like it. But I see the point to this too. We were saying this basically not too long ago, like a couple minutes ago. Not everyone wants to see the skin, but they want the stat buffs, right? And I guess that's maybe what the devs thought would work with the collection bonuses. Is like, hey, you collect all these skins, you get bonuses regardless, so you don't have to wear the skin. You know what I mean? You still get bonuses from just having the costumes, but the extra bonuses you get from the costume, you have to put them on, which again is what people aren't exactly happy about. So it's, you gotta pick your poison. Unfortunately, this is how it's framed. I don't know, but that's just how it is. Now we're gonna go into my tangent. This is probably gonna be like 5 or 7 minutes, so just strap in. Honestly, just treat this video like a podcast. Honestly, this needs to, all this needs to be said here. Now, do not get me wrong, right? I think that having attributes in a uniform can be, in some degree, it can be good. It can. It has its benefits. But what's the problem is the execution of said things, right? When it comes to, you know, getting uniforms in a variety of games, sometimes, more portion than not, like, you're able to get the uniform, but it might just take you a little bit longer to get said uniform, right? So let's say, you know, Marvel Future Fight, they have a free-to-play way to have you get the uniform. You have to use in-game currency, but you can work up to get the uniform, right? It's going to take you a little bit. Most games do that. I'm pretty sure Marvel Strike Force 2 kind of has a uniform thing. You have to collect like the uniform token. I think that takes a little bit longer to get, but it's still there. It's an option. But for here now, all the uniforms that you, I guess, can quote-unquote get for free are the green ones, right? But there's only 3 of those. One was already in the store. I think Spiderman, you have to buy something and then he's free. I don't know. I think that's how it is. Sleepwalker you get for free. But that's it. That's the only free ones you can get. Everything else you have to pay for. And that is where I can see why everyone is like, we don't like that. You know what I mean? Because these 3 free uniforms, quote-unquote free, you don't have any stat bonuses with them. Like equip bonuses anyway. I don't know. Okay, they give like what, 5 points per cost per uniform, so like maybe level up once. But in the grand scheme of things, so like say someone like me who pays for uniforms, because I don't really mind doing that because it's fairly small, at level 5 already, look at the stats, like they're fairly decent. Not a huge increase, but it's fairly decent. Not everyone wants to pay for a skin, right? I feel like there should be a way that you are able to get uniforms in this game without having to spend money. That's what I think, wholeheartedly. I feel like if there's a way you can get tokens or use your in-game currency to spend that, then I'd be like, okay, that makes sense, you know? Because at least free-to-play players and pay-to-win players can both get uniforms. It's just the acquisition method is a bit different. It might take a person a little bit quicker to get one, and it might take another player a little bit longer to get one. But as long as they can get one and it's not like too big of a scale difference, then I'm okay with that. But that's not really the case here, and again, that is where people aren't exactly happy with, right? For me, I'm thankful and I'm blessed to have been able to get these skins, but again, I can see why people are upset. So for me, I don't think this is a necessarily like a game-ending change or like a necessarily quote-unquote bad change. I just think the execution isn't great. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a lot different. I'm sure like with time it'll be different too, because the fact that this is even here, this means to show that there's gonna be more uniforms coming whenever, you know what I mean? So there is that, but we don't know when the case, of course. But like, there's most likely gonna be a crap ton of uniforms in this game. We just have to wait and see. But I do think that, again, acquiring uniforms should be a free-to-play thing. That's just that's like a no-brainer in my opinion. I feel like if they were to implement a free-to-play way to do certain things, they should probably, let's say it costs, Dreamstones, right? It'll cost, I'm just guessing here. I'm just guessing. Let's say from blue, it'll cost like 900 Dreamstones. I'm just saying, it could be lower, it could be 600, who knows, right? I'm just saying. Rare, anywhere from 900 to 1500, right? Dreamstones, or Dream Gems, just for your free-to-play players. And for legendary, 2000, I don't know, 1800, 2000, maybe 2500. Don't make it 3000, that's too much. That'd be way too much. That's a lot of summons right there. Anyways, I feel like that would be a nice threshold to have, because saving up for that wouldn't take too long, honestly. It'll take maybe, what? You get 575 Dream Gems per week. You basically get 2,000 Dream Gems in a month. So you'd be able to get whichever uniform you want, honestly, if that was the price range. So it wouldn't be that bad. It wouldn't take you that long. Granted, in terms of the pay-to-win player, you wouldn't be that close to them, but like, you'd still be able to catch up eventually. But now, like, you can't do that because that's not really a thing. But like, it would just be a nice change eventually. But that's just what's like going off the top of my head here. This is certainly a change for the game. Again, like, will it change the landscape of it? I don't think it'll change it by much, because again, the stat increase isn't that high. It's fairly minuscule. You get like 1% change, and like maybe an extra 100% health. It's not that much. It's fairly small. But I just think the means and the acquisition and the whole experience with this is what turning people off from the whole uniform thing. Because again, the uniforms are cool. They all look freaking fire. Like, I love them. But like, it's just the way to get them for some people. I think that's what it is. And if they want to, make this a permanent thing, which it is now, I do think that they should have, like I said earlier, a free-to-play way to get these skins. Because why not have that? That's most games, especially gacha games, do kind of have a free-to-play way to get them, unless like your Genshin or something. I don't know, but yeah, most gacha games have them. So it's like, why not? You appeal to both sides of the coin. Of course, not everyone's gonna be happy that they have to wait, but like, it's better than not getting it at all, which is what the current the current comments are basically saying. Lastly, I did want to point out, for people who don't want to buy battle passes like me, they're gonna miss out on these uniforms. And I don't remember if they mentioned something about these skins coming to the shop at some point, but if not, that's not great, because once these skins are gone out the battle pass, they're gone. They can't come back. So I think they might return to the shop. Actually, let's see something. Is there like a notice thing? Yes, there is. Yeah, this is here about the thingamajig. Will also not be available through the uniform. Yeah. So okay, so the uniform obtainable through the Dream Shaper Dream Pass will now also be available for purchase in the uniform shop. Okay, so you can get the Battle Pass skin. Well, it'll just appear later on, I'm guessing. The first day of the 4th month after the corresponding Dream Pass is released. The uniform will be added to the shop. So, for example, the uniform added on August will be available in the uniform shop starting November. So, I think that's Angela's skin, if I'm not mistaken. It should be, right? Because Sentry was the newest one other than Lady Bullseye, so I think it's Angela. So Angela should be in the shop, of course. I don't think hers will cost a lot in real life coins, I guess. Might cost maybe what, like $6? I think I could be wrong, but maybe $6. I think that's how much Emma's cost, so it wasn't that bad. But yeah, so that's not bad, I guess. You get the Battle Pass skin, right? So there's that, but you have to wait 4 months, which is not terrible. Like, it's not a long wait, but it's still a wait. But again, the acquisition, so I don't know. I don't know. Again, this is a change. I don't know if this is necessarily good or bad. I'm on the fence about it because on the one hand, I like the attribute bonuses, right? Make a character stronger. That's good. But again, I still feel for the people who can't get these skins because they aren't able to, or they don't want to spend just for a skin, right? Or just for attribute bonuses. They just want to look cool without having to spend. So I feel for them. I honestly do. This is a change. I I don't know, but hey, let me know what you guys think of this change in the comment section below. That is it from me. Once again, I do want to know what you guys think of this uniform debacle because this is honestly a lot and it's frying my brain. I don't think this is a this is a final nail in the coffin for the game. Like, no, that's not what's gonna happen. I'm sure the devs have months and months and months of content planned ahead for the game. This is just one of those changes where everyone's just like, we don't necessarily agree with. Trust me, a lot of gacha games have been through cycles like this where it's just like, why would you do that? And then they're still here to the day. So it happens. It's a part of the community that you're living. So it is what it is. So with that being said, my name is LC. Have an amazing day. God bless, and I'll catch you all in the next Marvel Mystic Mayhem video.